Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got my inventory video for you guys. So this is kind of my mid-year inventory. I always do this kind of at the end / beginning of the year, and then somewhere around the middle of the year. We're kind of nearing the end of July, so I'm a little on the late side, but I definitely wanted to do this to kind of see where my numbers were and to talk to you guys about it, show you guys some pictures while I'm talking through my numbers. I've made some okay progress, so I'm looking forward to kind of walking you guys through these numbers today. So I'm gonna start at the top of my list, of course. So first of all, I had bronzers. Bronzers, I had 3 during my latest update in December, and now we're in July. I have 2. I finished off one of the bronzers that was in a blush duo from LA Colors, but that shade was way too dark for me to wear as a blush, but it actually worked really well as a bronzer, so I used that up, and at the moment I still have 2 left. Like one of them is my L'Oreal Glam Bronze bronzer, which is kind of in between a bronzer and a highlight in a way, and then I've got like my contour bronzer, which is the NYX Blush in Taupe. Then for powders, I had one in December, I have one now, but it's a different one. This time it is the HD finishing powder from NYX as well. Next we're going to highlighters. I had 3 last time and now I have 2. I finished off my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. So what I have left is just my 2 NARS Albatross and my Catrice highlighter, which is getting close to being done. So I'm hoping that by the end of this year I only have 1 highlighter left. For cream shadows, I had 5 before. I still have 5, and I've been working on my Calvin Klein cream shadow for such a long time, but it's still here, it's still going. But like I can kind of see the end coming now, so that's a good thing. It's getting there. Okay, next we have my eyeshadow singles. I've said this before, I'm always so focused on like my palettes and maybe 1 quad or something at the same time, and I don't really focus on my singles very much. So my singles, I had 9 and I still have 9. For pigment, basically the same thing. I added 1 in this year and I'm currently working on it in a project, but still I'm so focused on my palette that I'm not making as much progress on it as I'd like to. So I was still at 4, but I'm working on 1 of them at least, so that's something. Then for eyeshadow quads, trios, duos, all those type of things, I had 5 before and I still have 5. My Lancome Quattro that I've been working on for quite some time now is getting less. I only have 1 shade left in that one, but it's a black eyeshadow, so it's gonna take me some time to actually say that I have 4 instead of 5 in this category. Next category we have eyeshadow palettes, and here I made really nice progress because in December I still had 3 palettes that were really close to being finished, and by now I finished all 3 of them off. But at the same time I have 2 like palettes that were still at home in the Netherlands that I didn't count initially. I've brought them over with me to Ireland now, so they joined this palette category basically. So I went from 15 to 12, but then I added these 2 on, which brought me to 14 right now. And as you all know, I'm working on my Too Faced Enchanted Glamourland palette in my Panda palette for this year. Next we have eye pencils. In December I still had 1. Right now I have 0. I don't need any eye pencils. I'm only using eyeshadow as my eyeliner, so that's all good for now. Next we have eyeshadow primers. For primers, I had my 1 Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and basically I still do. I just like repurchased it, so I used up the one that I had, and now I still have 1 of basically the same eyeshadow primer. Then we're going to mascaras. Mascaras, I had 4 the last time. I've used up 2 since then, so I still have 2 left. Next category is lipsticks. For lipsticks, I finished off 3 so far this year. So I went from 16 to 13. feel like I'm going through this really quickly, but anyway. Then we're going to lip glosses. Lip glosses, I had 15 at the beginning of this year. I finished off 4 so far, but same thing as with my eyeshadow palettes. I had 2 glosses that were still at home in the Netherlands that I brought with me to Ireland, and I've added to my makeup stash here basically. So that's 2 additions. So I went from 15 to 13. Then we have lip lacquers, also one of the categories that doesn't really go down, but it doesn't go up either, so that's fine. I had 5 before and I have 5 now, and hoping to finish at least one of them off this year, but we'll see. Next is tinted lip balms. I had 5 before, but this year I finished off one of my Ico Fat Balms, the last one that I still had left, and now that means I have 4 tinted lip balms left. For actual lip balms, I had 5 in December. I finished off 2 already this year. One of them was my Labello lip balm in Velvet Rosé, and I finished off my Primark lip balm in Strawberry, which brings me to 3. But 2 of them are kind of in these little pots or tins, so it's gonna take me some time to get through all of them at this point still. Let's see, lip pencils. Last time I still had 1, but that was one that I just really didn't like using, so I've decluttered that one, and I have 0 lip pencils right now. Then my next category would be blushes. For blushes, I had 24 before. I finished off a few, so right now I only have 22 left, and I think last time I forgot to count my blush that was in my Too Faced palette that I'm working on this year, so I've added that in this year. So basically I finished off 3 blushes, but I forgot to count 1 before, so I have 22 now. If that, yeah, I'm sure that makes sense. For concealers, I had 1 last time. I finished that one off, and in the meantime I've bought 2 new ones. I've got my collection concealer and I've got my Urban Decay Naked Skin concealer. One of them is more for my face, and the Urban Decay one works better for like under my eyes and stuff. So the 2 of them I'm perfectly happy with having 2 instead of 1, although it might go down to 1 again, or I might buy something different again. The collection one I'm not too big of a fan of anymore. I really liked it before, but at this point it's just not working for me as nicely as it did before. But yeah, happens. And then my last category, and this is really strange to me, foundations. I never had a lot of them, like I always had like 1 or 2 or 3. Last time I had 2 left in December, and now very, very strangely to me, I have 0 foundations in my collection. I'm currently using kind of concealer to just like even out some of the parts of my face, but apart from that I'm just not using foundation, which works fine for me at the moment. It's summer now, so I'm thinking that probably when we get more towards winter I might want a foundation again, but at the moment I'm fine with having 0. And well, that basically means that all of my categories went down, or stayed the same, of course. I just wanted to quickly check what I was saying was right. Apart from my concealer, that went from 1 to 2. But I'm fine with having 2, as long as it is like 1 for the under eyes and 1 for the rest of my face, basically. Yeah, and basically, as you can see, and from what I've been telling you, I have barely bought any makeup over the last year. I've only been buying where I needed to replace something. For example, I bought a new powder because I used up my powder. I bought new concealers because I used up my concealer. But apart from that, nothing new in my collection. So I really can see my numbers going down, and I really want to like go a little bit further still, because I've got a fair amount of products that are getting quite old at this point. So I just want to work through those first before I really start like bringing in all the new stuff again. So yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. Hopefully I can get a lot of my categories closer to 0, and then I can get myself some new products again. So yeah, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye.